Good morning, children.
Good
Morning,
morning,
ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
We were discussing about different taxonomic categories and hope you don't have any doubts in what we have covered. So first let me complete all the taxonomic categories, or maybe within another 10 minutes I can complete a few more, 2 or 3 more are remaining. After that, I'll ask you questions. So directly going to the topic. We have completed till order. Now we are moving on to the next category, that is class. It includes related orders. So after order, next comes class. So it includes related orders. Class includes related orders. So some examples are given here. Class Mammalia, which are very familiar with. We are also included under class Mammalia, and class Mammalia includes different orders like Carnivora and Primata. Carnivora and Primata are two related orders that come under the class Mammalia. Example for the class, for a class is Mammalia. The class Mammalia consists of two related orders, Carnivora, Primata. Carnivora includes cat, dog, lion, tiger, leopard, etc. And Primata, where we are included, apes, gorilla, gibbon, monkeys. Gibbon is also a type of ape. Man, apes, gorilla, gibbon, monkeys, etc. are included under Primata. So Primata and Carnivora are two related orders, and these two come under the class Mammalia. Mammalia is a class which includes related orders like Carnivora and Primata. Okay, I'll repeat again. The taxonomic category that we started with today is class. Class includes related orders. One example is given. You should be familiar with the examples given. Class Mammalia, it includes orders like Carnivora and Primata. Carnivora includes different carnivorous animals like cat, dog, lion, tiger, leopard, etc. And Primata includes man, apes, gorilla, gibbon, monkeys, etc. Now the next one, phylum or division. So after class, next one, next higher, yes,
Can you show the previous slide?
yes, I will. The next highest taxonomic category is phylum, and division for phylum for animals and division for plants. Okay, Jyoti? Yes. Classes having features in common that come under a phylum. So the previous taxonomic category was class. So you can relate it. That is the significance of learning it in order. So the previous one was class. So different classes having some features in common, they will be coming under phylum. In case of plants, it's division, and in animals, you name it as phylum. Division angiospermae. You know about angiosperms. Division angiospermae. Angiosperms are flowering plants. It includes flowering plants. Do you know the two subdivisions coming under angiospermae? Angiosperms? Anybody? Not remembering monocots and dicots. And phylum Chordata, division angiospermae, it includes flowering plants. Phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata includes different classes. You've learned about the 5 classes that come under this particular phylum. Vertebrata, subphylum Vertebrata you have learned, under phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, and under subphylum Vertebrata, the different classes coming you have learned in class 9. Anybody is remembering? Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, or Pisces, amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammalia. Okay, phylum Chordata is an example for animal phylum, and division Angiospermae is an example for a plant division, and division Angiospermae is based on the presence of flowers. Angiosperms include flowering plants, whereas phylum Chordata is based on the presence of a notochord. Notochord, I think you know about it. Notochord means, what is meant by a notochord? What will happen to this notochord later? It will change into a, what is a notochord? It's a long road. Not remembering what you learned in class 9, this notochord will change into a vertebral column. Then hollow neural system, which will develop into a nervous system later. So phylum Chordata, this categorization is based on the presence of notochord and hollow neural system. And both notochord and neural system, once we change from the embryo state into the adult stage, these structures also will undergo transformation. And the last one, okay, okay, just a minute, children. The next one is kingdom, that is the highest category in biological classification. So we have reached the highest category in biological classification, or the highest taxonomic category. It includes related divisions. So if you are speaking about plants, so this includes related divisions, and in case of animals, it includes related phyla. The two major kingdoms are, many more kingdoms are there, which you will be learning in the next chapter and towards the end of this chapter. Two major kingdoms are plant and animal. Plantae and Animalia. Plant kingdom includes all plants, animal kingdom includes all animals. And about animal kingdom, in class 9, different phyla you have learned. Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, all those are examples of phyla coming under the animal kingdom. Similarly, under plants also, you have learned about different divisions, Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta. Hope you are remembering what you had learned in class 9. Once again, kingdom is the highest category in biological classification, and under kingdom you can find related divisions or related phyla. The two major kingdoms are Plantae and Animalia, or plant kingdom and animal kingdom. As the name suggests, plant kingdom includes all the plants, animal kingdom includes all the animals. So with that, we have completed the different taxonomic categories. Okay? Now, children, in your textbook, this topic is not there. 3 domains of life is not mentioned in your textbook. But in the syllabus, it is mentioned. 3 domains of life. So you need to know very briefly about the 3 domains of life. If you search, if you check in your textbook, you will not find it, but it is there included in the syllabus. That is why I have included this particular topic. Very briefly, we will learn what are the 3 domains of life. And one more thing, the different taxonomical aids, that is the next topic. That is actually a deleted topic, and I told you already we'll be following the deleted syllabus still, because still we are having the online sessions. So that topic will not be taken. It's a deleted topic. This topic will be added, and I'll be sending soon after this class. I'll send you the notes of this particular chapter in PDF format. You can take printouts and you can file it. Okay? Hope you are following. So you can take the printout, the entire lesson summary in detail it is given. So you may read the textbook, and for revising or for reference you can use that notes. Do take the printouts. Otherwise, from reading from the mobile it can be very tasky, very difficult for you. So better as and when it is possible, please take a printout and file it. And soon after this class, I will send there in the printed notes. I have included taxonomic aids. I have not deleted that part, but you don't have to learn it. Taxonomic aids, the topic I haven't deleted from that. So that topic is also there, and you can skip it. You don't have to learn it. And coming back to 3 domains of life. So let's see what is meant by domain. So in the taxonomical hierarchy, we didn't learn about domain. Actually, domain comes about kingdom. Okay, above kingdom, and there are 3 domains. 3 main domains are there: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Archaea, bacteria, and eukarya are the 3 domains. And under these 3 domains, altogether 6 kingdoms are there. Okay, domain is about a kingdom. We already learned kingdom is the highest level in the taxonomic category. This is later this had been added. So below domain, kingdoms are present, or else you can say domains include kingdoms. There are 3 main domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. And under these 3 domains altogether, there are 6 kingdoms. Bacteria, the domain includes just 1 kingdom, that is eubacteria. In class 9, I think you had learned that in yet another classification, bacteria is subdivided into 2 types, eubacteria and archaebacteria. They just mentioned it in 9th standard textbook. Hope you are remembering. If you're not remembering, you can refer the textbook. So bacteria is the domain which includes eubacteria. Second domain is archaea. It includes archaebacteria. Bacteria as such, they are divided into 2 categories or 2 kingdoms. In class 9, you had learned, just a minute, let me take the pen. Can you tell me the 5 kingdoms you have learned in class 9, children? Anybody? Nobody is remembering. Which are the 5 kingdoms that we have learned in class 9? Nobody is remembering. Malavika Prabil. At least 1. No, nobody is remembering. Plantae and Animalia are there. Apart from that, if I start writing, will you remember? First kingdom, I'll give you the first letters. If you remember, if anybody is remembering as I write, you can tell me. Yes? Monera.
Monera, Protista.
Okay, thank you. Monera, Protista, then? Fungi. Yes. Plantae and Animalia. These are the 5 kingdoms that we have learned earlier. But now, this Monera, there itself in the 9th standard textbook they have mentioned, Monera is a kingdom that includes bacteria. It is subdivided into 2 types, eubacteria and archaebacteria, old and new bacteria. Okay, here you can see the bacteria domain. 3 domains are there: bacteria, bacteria. It includes the kingdom eubacteria. Then we can see the second domain, archaea, which includes archaebacteria. Earlier, these 2 were included under single kingdom, that was Monera. But now it is separated, and this comes under, these 2 are coming under 2 different domains. So 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, eukarya. Bacteria, the domain bacteria includes eubacteria. Archaea includes the kingdom archaebacteria, whereas eukarya includes 4 kingdoms: Protista, Plantae, Fungi, Animalia. No change in those kingdoms. Plantae, as you know, are multicellular eukaryotic. Animalia, again multicellular eukaryotic. Fungi, 3 of them, Plantae, Animalia and fungi, 3 of them are eukaryotic and multicellular. Whereas Protista, they are eukaryotic, but they can be multicellular as well as unicellular. Whereas eubacteria and archaebacteria, both of them are prokaryotic and unicellular. I'll repeat once again, there are three domains. Above the kingdom, there is yet another category which you call as domain. There are three domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. And bacteria includes the kingdom eubacteria, and archaea includes archaebacteria, whereas eukarya includes protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. And in the second figure, you can see briefly about their main points, main features. Plantae, animalia, fungi, protista. These four are coming under eukarya. Out of these four, three of them are multicellular and eukaryotic. And protista, they are also eukaryotic, but includes unicellular along with multicellular organisms. And under eubacteria and archaebacteria, prokaryotic unicellular organisms are included. Children, what is the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic organisms? What is the difference? What is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms? Eva Linoj?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, prokaryotes are unicellular and eukaryotes are multicellular. Usually. Ma'am, I'm not sure.
That is a difference. Where are you? I cannot see you. Why I can't see you? Any problem with my eyes? Yes. What about others? Many have turned your videos off. I have told you, children, this is not optional. I will have to include your names. I have to mention it here. So please don't do that. Please don't make us repeat it. Don't give us a punishment like this every 5 minutes to repeat. See, when the screen is being shared, teachers have an option to scroll and see who all have turned it off. But in order to avoid disturbances in between the class, I'm not mentioning it. Anne Mary, Agnes, Stancy, Alan, Devika, Girish, Samia. Yes, Eva, continue.
Ma'am, that's the only major difference that I remember.
Anybody else? These are the basic things. 5 kingdoms you're not remembering. The difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Buddha, can you help me? You ask if you have any sibling in 8th standard, they will say. From 8th standard.
Single-celled microorganism.
Yes, Salil.
Single-celled microorganism.
No, it is not. Single-celled means we call them as unicellular. Why should we call as prokaryotic and eukaryotic? Yes.
Ma'am, presence of nucleus.
Samia, first come to limelight.
Ma'am, next.
Okay, tell me the answer then. Simply by saying nucleus, is that the correct answer?
Ma'am, eukaryotes have nucleus in the cell and prokaryotes.
What is lacking in prokaryotes and what is present in eukaryotes? What is
endoplasmic reticulum?
Yes, Malavika?
Endoplasmic reticulum.
No.
Ma'am, can I say?
Bound organelles.
One at a time. Zahan is saying something.
Well-defined nucleus.
Well-defined.
Pardon?
Well-defined nucleus.
Well-defined nucleus.
Zahan, what do you mean by well-defined nucleus? When you say well-defined nucleus, what do you mean to say?
I said true nucleus. True nucleus.
You wanted to say?
Ask Shabri, ma'am.
Oh, that I will decide, Zahan.
Ma'am, well-defined nucleus. Membrane-bound nucleus.
Membrane-bound nucleus. When the nucleus is well-defined and when it is surrounded by a nuclear membrane, you call those organisms as eukaryotic. And when there is no nuclear membrane, then you call as prokaryotic. And what do you call that undefined nuclear region? There is a specific name. So if you haven't thrown off your previous classes textbook, please take the 9th standard textbook. If not, you search in Google NCERT textbook, the fundamental unit of life, class 9. There you can find, or 8th standard textbook cell. There also it is there. And in 9th standard textbook, CBSE had, or in the NCERT textbook, it is given as 2 separate columns where all the points are listed. And I think some fill-ups are given there which you need to fill up. Definitely you cannot skip that. So that much importance is given. You call it as nucleoid. The undefined nuclear region is known as nucleoid. So in prokaryotes, they don't have a well-defined nucleus. Instead, they have an undefined nuclear region. Without a nuclear membrane, you call it as prokaryotes. Children, you disappointed me very badly. This side, you are in class 11. You cannot say that I don't know this basic thing in biology, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And in 8th standard textbook, this is given in yellow box. I know you people might be remembering that you have seen somewhere, but cannot recollect the points. Am I right? At least now you remember that you have learned? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Children, I know energy conservation is very, very important, but not while you are attending the class. You spare your energy, okay? Don't conserve it. So if you open your mouth, I know, and if you speak something, and if you press, you have to unmute, then also you have to spend some energy. But when you are attending the class, please forget about energy conservation. As soon as the class is over, stick on to that, no problem. Okay, let me continue. This classification, that is classification of three domains. So the three domain system was proposed by Carl Weiss in 1990, who also proposed the 6 kingdom classification for living organisms. So 3 domain, 6 kingdom classification was proposed by Carl Weiss in 1990. His classification system, or this classification, was based on genetic characteristics rather than the external features, phenotype. Now, I don't have the courage to ask you whether you know about phenotype and genotype, which I had learned last year. I don't want to break my heart again. Okay, phenotype, the external characters, what you see externally. So rather than depending upon the external characteristics, this classification is based on genetic characteristics. Along with that, evolutionary relationships are also considered, and both genetic features and evolutionary relations are considered for this classification, the 3 domain, 6 kingdom classification, and that is found to be more stable and predictable when compared to other criteria. Once again, the 3 domain, 6 kingdom classification was proposed by Carl Weiss in 1990, and this classification is based on genetic characteristics rather than the external features, and also based on the evolutionary relationships, and these criteria are considered to be more stable and predictable, or the classification based on these criteria are considered to be stable and predictable. The 3 domains of Carl Weiss classification system include archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. The 6 kingdoms included are archaebacteria or ancient bacteria included under the domain archaea. Eubacteria or true bacteria included under the domain bacteria, and protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. These are included under the domain eukarya. Once again, the 3 domains are bacteria, which includes the kingdom eubacteria. Second domain, archaea, which includes the kingdom archaebacteria, and the third domain, eukarya, which includes 4 kingdoms: protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Plantae, animalia, and fungi, all of them are multicellular and eukaryotic, whereas protista, they include unicellular as well as multicellular, but at the same time they are eukaryotic. Whereas eubacteria and archaebacteria, coming under the domains bacteria and archaea, they are unicellular and prokaryotic. Any doubts in what we covered? Any of the slides would you like to see? Previous one. previous one.
Yes,
Yes, yes. The classification is based on genetic relation, genetic characteristics and evolutionary relationships. And who proposed this classification? Carl Weiss. The 3 domains as well as the 6 kingdoms were proposed by him. Okay? I have included this topic in the notes which you will be getting after this period. So, any slide or any taxonomic category would you like to see again, children? Or it's clear? You have copied? Can I stop sharing?
no, the,
Previous one. Atulya, previous one.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. With that, we have completed the chapter, very small chapter, and we need to start seminars also. So next class, I will tell you more about it, and we'll choose some students to take seminar. That is also not optional. You all will have to take, and we are entering marks based on your performance. But after each chapter, all cannot take. So a few students will take after each chapter. And once you have taken, you can wait till one round is over. So it is better to take as early as possible. When you complete, let me know. All these points are included in the notes. Any other slide would you like to see? We'll start from order. Okay? Lakshmi, tell me about order. What do you know about order? Not able to hear you. Emilyn,
Yes, ma'am.
what is meant by order?
Order has a similar characters with the family and has few similar characters when compared to family.
Okay, when compared to the other taxonomic categories, or you can find here the similarities are getting reduced. It's an assemblage of related. Okay. Now, Valentina, what is the next category after order? Class. Okay. What do you mean by a class? It includes
Ma'am, it includes
related
order.
orders. Devi Krishna, example.
Order.
No. She said about class.
Class Mobilia.
Louder.
Class Mobilia.
Class Mammalia. About class only, no?
Yes, yes.
Class Mammalia. It includes,
Carnivora and Primata.
what are these carnivora and primata?
Carnivoras are cats, dogs.
No. These are examples for what? Which category?
Class Mammalia. I'm including
You said
orders.
class Mammalia includes related orders. Yes?
Yes.
So class Mammalia will be having, under that what can you find?
A carnivora is an order.
Carnivora, and one more you said primata. Both are orders. What is the next one? Elaine? Next one?
Phylum division.
Phylum or a division. So phylum or division includes related
Class.
related classes. Example? Phylum. Which phylum we belong to? Who will say? Anila, tell me examples for phylum. Anila ji. Example.
Phylum Chordata.
Phylum Chordata. And a plant division. Who can say plant division? Lakshmi? Lakshmi, I can't hear you. Speak a bit loudly. Division. Which division? Only one division we learned, no? What is that?
Angiospermy.
Angiospermy. Division, angiospermy. After that, we learned about kingdoms, 2 kingdoms, plant and animal kingdom. And I told you later, this was changed, or earlier it was only till kingdom. But in 1990, the scientist Carl Royce again made some changes in that, and he classified based on the classification system he proposed is known as the 3 domain 6 kingdom classification. So as per his classification, what are the 3 domains included? Terms, what are the 3 domains?
Bacteria, archaea, and eukarya.
Okay. So which are the 6 kingdoms included, Anashwara? 6 kingdoms.
Archaebacteria, eubacteria, protista fungi, and animalia.
Under the bacterial kingdom, which domain is included, Jyoti?
Yes, ma'am.
Under bacterial, the domain bacteria, which kingdom is included?
Eubacteria.
Bacteria. Okay. So we learned about the 3 domains and also 6 kingdoms, and we have completed the chapter. And I still have my own doubts regarding how far you have understood. The topic is easy, but the problem is to recollect and remember the points. So you might get confused with class order, and I told you to take the help of King Philip. Nobody is bothered to take his help. So please do revise. You will have a test paper next week. Next week, Monday, I'll keep a test paper. This chapter, up to taxonomic aids, that is not included. Rest you have to learn. And I will take a written test, not an oral test. There will be written test, and do it sincerely. And how many of you have doubts? We'll be starting the next chapter. I'll just give an introduction and we'll be continuing next period. So before that, anybody is having doubt regarding any taxonomic category? Any point you want to see again or explain again? Any difficulty? What is the difficulty you found in this chapter? Is it difficult to understand?
Ma'am, what was the King Philip?
Yes, Zahan?
Yes, ma'am, what was that King Philip? Forgot.
Pardon? Can you message me?
Messages are disabled.
Zahan, it is difficult to remember that he's saying. Somebody help me out, no? What did he
And
say?
King
Asking
Philip.
what is the King Philip?
Yes.
One at a time. Yes, who said?
He's asking what is King Philip?
What is?
King Philip that
Aha.
you gave.
Okay. Zahan, I had given a mnemonic to remember all these in order. Zahan, you want to see it again?
Yes, ma'am, I forgot. That's it.
Okay, 10:10 or 10:20 is the time. 10:10.
10.
Okay.
Okay. Zahan, remind me next period. I'll show you next period. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, children. See you next class.
Thank you, ma'am.